Today, I'm going to share with you what I believe is the future of affiliate marketing in 2025 and beyond. I ran an experiment that I worked on for the last 2 months straight, and it's called Affiliate Website 2.0. The difference in page views is 61,600 versus 36,600. Now, to put this into perspective, 68% increase in page views is 68% more ad revenue for the same amount of visitors. Think about that. It's a 60% decrease in bounce rate, so from 90% down to 30%. And views per visit is 1.9 versus 1.16, so almost 2 views per visitor versus just a little over 1. This site was selling around $500 per day, and after implementing these changes, it jumped to over $2,000 per day here on Amazon Associates. And for you watching this video, if you watch until the end, I'm sharing an opportunity today for how you can easily copy and paste my exact Affiliate Website 2.0 template, setup, plugins, settings, everything as part of a free bonus that I'm giving away. All right, but we'll get into that, so keep watching. And this is after studying over $70 million affiliate websites and blogs ranging anywhere from 7 to over 9 figures in annual revenue. And I have this huge database right here that I've been collecting over the last year. And I've shared this database in my one-on-one mentorship program, but I've been adding domains and URLs and affiliate websites and blogs to this all this time. And you can just see some of these earning, estimates right here. We've got anywhere from the 9 figures to the 8 figures. And of course, we have plenty of the $1 million and 7-figure and multiple 7-figure websites. So this whole time, looking at this data and looking at these sites and looking for patterns, the one question in the back of my head was, how can you recreate these websites as a one-person business without needing a team of web developers and designers? And, overall, what would the ideal, perfect one-person business look like today? That's mostly passive income. So building a passive income machine that's optimized for lifestyle and time freedom and compounds in value over time, like some of the sites in that database. So actual online real estate, evergreen content. You create something once today and it can continue to get you money and traffic and affiliate sales into the future. Now, I think I've cracked the code, and I'm going to be giving you the blueprint in this video. So I hope you're excited. I've been working hard, getting my hands dirty, experimenting and trying different things. And just to summarize the results, to show you the proof, I ran an experiment that I worked on for the last 2 months straight, and it's called Affiliate Website 2.0. And with this system, I was able to drastically increase my engagement metrics from a 90% bounce rate down to a 30% bounce rate. So if we actually look at this right here, you can see that the date ranges are December 2024, so not that long ago. And we're taking basically a month from the end of January to the end of February, which was a short month. And you can just see that despite having close to the same amount of unique visits, so 30,000, so 30.8K versus 30.2K, so a difference of 600 unique visits over the month, the difference in page views is 61,600 versus 36,600. This is a 68% increase in page views. It's a 60% decrease in bounce rate, so from 90% down to 30%. And views per visit is 1.9 versus 1.16, so almost 2 views per visitor versus just a little over 1, okay? That's massive. Anybody who's ever ran websites, you understand what these metrics mean. You know that, this is insane. I've never seen such a big jump in engagement over the course of 1 month. And the difference is Affiliate Website 2.0, okay? So not only that, if you're wondering how does that translate to affiliate sales, right? So this site was selling around $500 per day. And after implementing these changes, it jumped to over $2,000 per day here on Amazon Associates. So it has real world impact, not just the engagement metrics, which obviously has a real impact and can boost your SEO, it makes more money. Okay. So this difference, and it was a night and day difference in engagement and earnings, it was using the exact same content. All right. So hopefully you can see a little bit of why I'm excited to share this today and why I'm just excited in general. I have so much confidence in this affiliate website 2.0 system that I'm going to be using this exact framework in 2025 to launch a new brand from scratch this year. Now, I've already rolled this out to a couple of my affiliate websites, but essentially I can rinse and repeat this exact setup with 1 to 2 hours per website and enter any niche I want, basically overnight. And for you watching this video, if you watch until the end, I'm sharing an opportunity today for how you can easily copy and paste my exact affiliate website 2.0 template, setup, plugins, settings, everything as part of a free bonus that I'm giving away. All right, but we'll get into that. So keep watching. First, let's talk about why I think we're entering a golden age for affiliate marketing. Okay. The first thing is there's more online shoppers than ever before. You can buy anything online these days. You can even buy a car from Amazon Prime. And people are starting to research all of their purchases before buying. Now, me, I've done this for a long time because I've just always been using the internet and I've always been kind of a stickler for getting the best value. But this is perfect for affiliate marketing due to the nature of how affiliate marketing links work with online shopping. Because before, there are certain things that people just wouldn't buy online that you couldn't really be an affiliate for. Let's say groceries, for example. Most people would just go to the grocery store, buy the ingredients. But these days, with things like Instacart and Whole Foods, Amazon owning Whole Foods, you could actually just order ingredients and you can recommend ingredients that people can add to their cart and buy, and you get Amazon Associates commissions. Okay. So the key takeaway here is we need to stop being consumers. This society is so geared towards laziness and consumers and convenience. It is really bad if you're someone who's trying to better themselves and to accomplish things, because doing the hard work is becoming harder and harder because it's so easy to get distracted. It's so easy to just press something on your phone and get food delivered, unhealthy food delivered to your door. So we need to think about how do we profit off our consumer society by becoming a producer instead. Okay. And we're talking about gaining freedom by putting yourself in the driver's seat and dictating your own income with your own business, your own side hustle. And in this kind of business model, the harder you work, the more you can earn. It's that simple. I saw it with students last year, students who scaled from 0 to thousands per month in a little over half a year, and they did more work than most people. Okay. So start building your online real estate. Each evergreen blog post, YouTube video that ranks for a keyword, that's online real estate. You own a piece of page one, and that's thousands of impressions every single month on repeat. Okay. Translating to traffic and sales. So the second thing is TikTok. Amazon Associates is better than ever in a long time due to TikTok's competition. So I've shared some of this before, but Amazon's been doing these incentives where they're giving bonuses for hitting certain sales targets. And I'm telling you, TikTok Shop and TikTok Affiliate is the reason why they're upping their game. And recently, there's things like YouTube Shopping, which is basically YouTube offering affiliate programs for creators, where you could just click a button and apply to join affiliate programs or promote these brands. And they're huge brands too, by the way, like the biggest brands on the planet. So YouTube is getting into the affiliate ad network or the affiliate network game. All right. YouTube's still a massive opportunity in 2025 after researching, all of these websites here. If I go back to my database, a lot of these websites, they have amazing website experiences. They have no YouTube, or they have a very little YouTube that hasn't been updated in 2 years. All right. So I've been talking about YouTube. We're going to, talk about that maybe a little more later, but still a huge opportunity. Okay. And that's one of the reasons why I was able to scale from 0 to 7 figures, relatively early and quickly, because I combined everything together, specifically YouTube and Google SEO and my website and email marketing. All right. So this brings me to my next point. It's never been easier to create a one-person $1 million business. We have AI. I use ChatGPT Plus every single day. I ask it tons of questions, And I learn so much about things way faster and without ads. It's awesome. Okay. We have better tools. We have better software today than when I got started 10 years ago. And then the systems and the frameworks. Now, those are mine. Those are the systems and the frameworks that I've created, iterating and refining my process and my method over the years. And I'm still refining it in 2025. Like, we streamlined it more than ever in my mentorship, made it more step-by-step last year, and it got amazing student results. But this year, there's a way more streamlined. And to be honest, Affiliate Website 2.0, this is new this year. I just started doing this year, 2025. So this is definitely new, right? Basically, it's about putting all these things together. And the future metagame is trust, authenticity, and authority, but definitely trust. And that's something that a lot of beginners are missing. You just want sales and you want to skip right to the sales, but you don't know how to gain trust. Now, where does trust come from? It comes from your domain, your branding, your website, and quality content that is authentic and human. So, ironically, this humanized content is kind of the opposite of your typical ChatGPT AI generated, sort of vanilla, generic, summarized content. It's, a little imperfect in a way, but it has a brand voice, right? It's human. So don't miss out on this window of opportunity. Launch something today and work on improving it each week. Just have something that you're working on, please. I get a lot of people who sometimes message or comment or email, and they've been following for years, but they haven't launched anything. It's like, you're not learning then. It's simple as that. You can watch every video on planet Earth about affiliate marketing, but if you aren't doing on a daily basis, you're simply not getting muscle memory and you're not learning, okay? You'll learn so much more through experience. So let's talk about, what did I learn studying $70 million websites? So the first thing is the branding. The professional branding and the website equals instant trust and authority. Okay, so we're going to take a look at some examples just to help you visualize here. And I think these are pretty cool. And these are what I use, by the way. These are what I use for inspiration for Affiliate Website 2.0. Some of these sites and just some of these things. So let me just move this over here a little bit so it's easier to see. Okay, so we've got this website right here, SoundGuys. SoundGuys is consumer audio. They do like headphones and whatnot. They do reviews, best products, earbuds, headphones, speakers, and more. So you can see this right here. Hopefully you can see most of this, but basically what you notice with these sites is, you notice they have a lot of these like widgets. They have rating systems. They have like these sort of elements, and they have, you could see the price on Amazon here. If I move here, you have a little table of contents, which is always useful. But basically, you have ratings. You have like these like kind of nice little widgets basically, and these like kind of pop outs and these badges and emblems. Okay. And, just look at it, you have all these elements, right? And you go through it. And one thing that you will see with a lot of these sites is you have this, why you can trust us. This is new. This was like probably in the last like just 1 to 2 years really. Basically, they're adding in years of experience, how many reviewers they have. They have 7 reviewers hands-on. How many square feet of lab space? 1,500. So basically, these are all trust signals, okay? And these are all trust signals. And then if we scroll down here, you can see we have a YouTube video. We got some ads. Let me just move this over a little bit more. You got some original images. I believe most of them have watermarks too. And yeah, basically you have the content here, and the content's really good, by the way. So you have, they got custom like testing here and watermark. Now those are things that, like I didn't do any custom testing in my tests, but it was enough to make a big difference. And so just going through, you got your typical sort of 2/3 layout here, and you got to be like some tables. So just scrolling through, honestly, I just want to show you just the overall experience. But to me, it's more like the rating system and the widgets, right? So we're gonna look at a couple more examples. So here's CNET. Now CNET's obviously just massive, massive website, one of the biggest ones on the internet. And they do a lot of tech reviews as well, but they go into like every niche. So basically here, we've got the same thing, kind of like this pop out. We got multiple buy buttons, which I really like a lot. I think this is where a lot of the future is as well. You can just see where you can buy with the different prices. We've got pros and cons, and then we've got the why you can trust us box. Very similar again to what we saw in Sound Guys. So, and it's kind of interesting how it's like the exact same. You know, it's clear who I believe Sound Guys is copying, or maybe it's vice versa, but CNET is bigger, so I won't be surprised. But basically, trust. Trust is the thing that we are really trying to build here. Now, I don't know why there's this weird UI thing that seems to be an issue here on CNET. We'll look at one more. So Wirecutter, this is one of the 9-figure sites. And I've talked about Wirecutter before, I believe, at least in my mentorship. And Wirecutter, owned by the New York Times, probably the most successful affiliate site right now. Massive, probably, there's probably 50 to 100 employees that work just on Wirecutter. But basically looking at this, they have a bit of a different approach. They have more of like a minimalistic website that has way less ads. And you can just see how it's very clean. It's almost like reading a newspaper, which, being part of the New York Times, the parent company, that would make a lot of sense. But I like this, honestly. As a user, as a visitor, I personally like this a lot because it's just clean. It's easy to read. It's, it answers most of your questions. You got some nice little pop-outs right here. Again, with the multiple buy buttons, where to buy. And you can see, like, when you actually see the content itself, it's just very minimalistic. And they can get away with it because, they just make all their money from affiliate marketing for the most part, okay? Now, they do have some ads, which I believe they didn't really have as much before, but now they have a little bit sprinkled throughout. Why not? I mean, they're getting so much traffic, might as well make a few extra $1 million. But yeah, basically, these are 3 examples that I want to show you Outdoor Gear Lab. This is another review site, and this is one that it gives you a hint at where, because if I scroll down, and if you kind of see this content similar where you have the multiple buy buttons, you have ratings, again, different categories, little picture, pros and cons. And yeah, like basically this is what I was looking at, and this is what I was replicating for the most part. It's like the ratings, the reviews, the widgets, pros and cons, trust signals and trust factors, why you should trust us. All right, let's get back into what I learned from these. Okay, so I've also reviewed, not only have I reviewed all of the sites in the database, I've also reviewed hundreds of beginner sites, right, over the years, and probably thousands of sites just in general. And honestly, my candid opinion of most beginner websites, and honestly, some of them are even like earning some money, but they're very amateurish, like a school project for a web design class. Okay, that's the impression I get, my first impression. Especially when you compare it, like you just contrast it back to back with some of these 7, 8, 9-figure websites. It's very clear who is super legit, who has dozens of employees working for them, and who's been working on this for like over 10 years, and who created their website like yesterday. Okay, it's a little too clear. It's a little too easy to pick out, and I think consumers, they look at all these sites, and when they see something that's just not super legit and super, professional, I think that it's very clear to them as well. Okay, now why is Wirecutter successful? Is it just the layout, the minimalistic theme and everything? Honestly, they have consumer trust, and they have my trust. So when you look at their site, again, it's super minimalistic, very little ads compared to most other sites that are even smaller. And the reason that they have trust is because their content is so high quality, because it's real. They do hands-on reviews. They're super in-depth. They have great recommendations. I've bought a ton of their recommendations, and I'm super happy with them, okay? So they haven't disappointed me, unlike some other sites that make recommendations where they've never even seen the product, okay? So this means repeat customers in the future. Now, another point I want to make here, and a reason why this affiliate website 2.0 sort of framework is going to be useful for people who are taking this serious and who actually get to these levels. Most of these sites in the database, they don't just make money from affiliate marketing. Now, a lot of them do make a big portion, probably the majority, from affiliate marketing, but it's never like 100%. Okay, in some cases there are that actually were 100%. I believe this radar, like this police radar review site, was actually, they don't even take sponsorships, but most of them, they have affiliate marketing, ad revenue, digital products like courses, ebooks, and sponsorships. That makes up the top 4 revenue streams. All right. Wirecutter, again, kind of an exception. They have minimal ads compared to most, and their affiliate marketing revenue is like in the 9 figures per year. And this is actually the format I copied in 2024 that scaled from 0 to 4 figures per month in just 8 months. So even faster than 10 years ago, surprisingly. Now, looking at all these sites, they're heavily product focused. They've got reviews, comparisons, best of, buyer's guide. That's another hint at where the future is heading, okay? Helping people make purchase decisions. And the other big thing is most of them have premium ad revenue from either Mediavine or AdThrive, which I believe used to be Raptive. So AdThrive or Raptive. And so we need to pick a theme or a platform that is ad friendly to these two. Okay. And the requirement to get in, it's over 50,000 unique sessions for Mediavine, and it's over 100,000 page views per month for AdThrive. So this is not really something that, if you're a complete noob, it doesn't apply to you yet. But in the future, as you grow, this will be something important, okay? I used to be very against ad revenue, to be honest with you. I've almost never ran ads on my websites because it just wasn't worth it to lose the user experience to become slower and to make like maybe an extra couple $100. Just wasn't worth it. But what I'm seeing now is if you're able to get to one of these premium ad networks, over 50,000 unique sessions per month, it's absolutely worth it because they can pay, RPMs that are over $20 per 1,000 views, which is way better, for example, compared to YouTube. A little bit, apples to oranges, but just to give you an idea. So after doing all this studying, the question is it possible for one person to not only model after, but can you improve upon these sites even? And that's like, obviously I'm asking for a lot here, right? But the answer is yes, actually. And it's through building better mousetraps. And I've spoken about this before actually on some of my older content from last year. Some of my students caught on to what I was hinting at. And, they would email me and they would ask me, hey, I've got an idea for a mousetrap, whether it's a lead magnet, whether it's a free course, whether it's a database, like just literally like a database, like a Google Sheet, right? Like that's already a better mousetrap to get people onto your website. Okay. So the other way is investing more into YouTube. Most of these brands are just not really as invested into YouTube as their website, and vice versa. A lot of YouTubers just don't have any website presence at all. So the other thing is I think through better performance, load times, and user experience. Some of the user experience on these big sites is terrible, to be honest. One of the reasons that my case study last year blew up went from 100 visits per month to 50,000. And it was because, part of it was a really fast website that was passing Core Web Vitals better than the competition on page one. I really think that's a factor, and I'll show you some proof about why I think Core Web Vitals actually directly impacts rankings overnight pretty much. So I'm going to show you some data there. But speed matters more than ever before. It's not just for SEO, but it's like the shorter attention span of your visitors. Mobile matters more than desktop. So if we look at the analytics here, I can actually show you that most of the traffic, 67% of traffic is coming from mobile, 30% from desktop. Okay. So when you want to talk about the 80-20, mobile is where it's at when it comes to traffic. That's why your website also needs to be really mobile friendly if you want to have high engagement metrics. Okay. So going back here, a lot of these sites that are in this database, they're old, they're slow, they're very bloated. Some of the themes are quite dated and they're not modern and they're not really super optimized for mobile, at least perfectly. Okay. So again, talking about that better mousetrap, better user experience. Okay. Rating systems, like that's something that a lot of beginners aren't doing, is like the rating systems that I showed you. And that's definitely something that I think as a user makes a big difference. Databases, widgets, tools like calculators. And yeah, I mean, just to summarize, 99% of websites that I review are not nearly on the same level as these $1 million sites, just from a pure look and feel perspective and amazing user experience. So that brings us to the question, how can a one-person business recreate the $1 million look and feel without needing a team of web developers and web designers? This is what I set out to find out. All right. So my case study experiment, the before and after. So last year I did a case study where we scaled from $0 to $1,000 a month on Amazon Associates faster than 10 years ago in 2014. 0 to 50K monthly organic in 10 months. I shared that in a previous video. And although the traffic was growing nicely, the biggest issue was low engagement metrics, specifically bounce rate, number of pages visited, and the duration of the visit. All right, just to show you the results again that we have here, comparing, this is a 1 month difference between these. And you can just see here, going from 36,000 page views to 61,000 page views over the course of a month with pretty much the same amount of unique visitors. Now, to put this into perspective, 68% increase in page views is 68% more ad revenue for the same amount of visitors. Think about that. And with these kind of numbers, to get into something like AdThrive, which is, in my opinion, the most premium network because it's the hardest to get into, it's 100,000 page views per month, we could be on track to hit that with almost half the amount of unique visits than before. When we're only getting 1.16 views per visit, we would have to get around 86,000 unique visitors to hit 100,000 per month page views. That's a big leap, honestly. 86,000 unique visits is hard. But if we're able to get almost 2 views per visit, we would really only need about 60,000 unique visits to hit 100,000 page views per month. Okay? This all translates to more money in your pocket for less effort for the same content. This is why this is incredible. All right, so now we're moving on. I want to show you and tell you an opportunity today for how you can copy and paste my affiliate website 2.0 template. So I'm just going to show you a small preview from one of my sites that I used as a guinea pig during this experiment. And it is recording now, a site that probably, a lot of you maybe are familiar with. It's one of my older sites here. And basically, after studying these other websites and after seeing, sort of the difference and sort of the widgets, I got a lot of inspiration from those. And I added a lot of things. We've got the widgets, we've got the ratings, we've got, all these buy buttons and whatnot. And then we have, your typical sort of newspaper style content. And for example, the site is also super, super fast. So if I were just to navigate, let me just go home, click there, boom, go here, new article loaded, done. Okay, boom, go back. All right. How about we use the search? The search is a big feature where you see how I have the search bar right up here, right? And you see how fast that was too, by the way. But you look at, some of these sites like Wirecutter. Here's where I got the inspiration. I saw Wirecutter, and if I just move this down a little bit, you'll actually see, let me just go back to the top here. You'll actually see that their search is front and center. And I actually thought their search, used to be here before. But basically, you can see that search is a big thing that they want people to do. So actually, let me just jump into one of these articles. You can see how minimalistic their top menu actually kind of is, but you can see it has a big drop down with all these categories. Okay, so going back, basically that template that I showed you more or less is what I've been rolling out to a couple of my sites, and I plan to roll out to a brand new one this year. And it's not just the look, honestly, it's not just the theme. It's the user experience, the functionality, and the performance. I think it's everything. It's holistic, okay? It's everything all in one. And there were a ton of little optimizations in the back end that are not obvious. If you look at the front end of the website, it actually doesn't explain everything. Because, first of all, there's 19 active plugins to achieve this setup inside of WordPress. So sharing something like this would typically only be reserved for my mentorship program, which costs about 4 figures, all right? And I really think this is the easiest and best way to get started today, where you could import my exact theme and plugins in just a few clicks. And this is battle tested. It's been optimized over months. So I've been working on this every single day for the last couple of months. And it's already proven to scale, not just page views and traffic, but to sell thousands per day in affiliate sales, okay? All right, all of this brings me to this limited time offer that I'm sharing with you who's listening or watching this today, where you can literally copy and paste my affiliate website 2.0 template in a matter of 1 to 2 hours, my exact same settings, stack, and everything in just a few clicks of the button. All right, just to show you all a quick preview of what I'm talking about is this is one of the plugins in the custom theme where I can export my options actually, and it's a really, really, really long list. And I can essentially just copy and paste import in a single click all of the settings and the tweaks and the optimizations for the theme. And it's not just the theme, there's 19 plugins here. So every single plugin has its own settings, and I had to tweak and modify every single one. So basically, to recreate, the results you saw, it wasn't just adding a custom theme or a premium theme out of the box. I wish, because that would be a lot faster and easier. But it was a lot of tweaking and a lot of taking the knowledge from that 7-figure, affiliate website database and then tweaking things to take basically a premium theme and mold it into what actually would be considered, $1 million affiliate website. So what I'm sharing with you today, it also coincides with some news and announcement I want to make. So basically, I'm giving a limited time offer today to celebrate the soft launch, the beta launch of my brand new WordPress web hosting company called WP Quick. Now, it's in beta, but just to show you some of the performance, because that is, obviously what we focused on here. So I just want to show you some real numbers that are on production, and just to give you a sense, just what we've been able to accomplish in the beta, which I'm really, really happy with. So just to give you some reference, so here's an article from CNET, and we're looking at the real core web vitals, by the way, today. We're not going to be looking at the Lighthouse, even if the Lighthouse can make us look good. The truth about Lighthouse and PageSpeed Insights, which is the website we're on, the truth about Lighthouse is that it just doesn't actually translate to the real world. So you see that they're doing horrible on mobile, and they have a 16.2 LCP, but actually they have a 2.8, which is a lot better. Like it's not passing, but it's still a lot better, to be honest with you, okay? So the thing is about Core Web Vitals is you can only get these numbers. You see how this is this URL versus origin. You can only get these numbers here populate if you actually get enough traffic to your website, which most people's websites don't really have enough traffic. And you can see this is this specific URL. If this URL doesn't have enough traffic, it will just revert to origin, where origin will basically tell you sort of the overall average for the site in general. Okay, so origin's doing a little better, still failing. But basically, let's look at this URL because it's a little more apples to apples. And you can just see here, these are the three numbers that matter. They are passing on these two. They're close to failing on this 200 milliseconds for INP. But LCP is really like how you can gauge speed in Google's eyes. And to me, this is what's important, because I'll show you how Core Web Vitals affects SEO. And it's data that you just won't find online, but it actually has an impact. And just to show you, basically here we've got a similar. So it's the article I just showed you over here. If we go back here on recording now, and if I just show you this article, it's a headphone review with ratings and buttons and buy buttons and whatnot. So basically, if you actually look at our mobile, and again, this is in beta, and this is just it's getting better by the day, and you can see we're down to 1.3 on mobile, and we're down to a 0.9 on desktop, which, one thing I want to say, which is a little technical, but there's no CDN being used yet. We're just using the raw origin server because we're modifying the server and fine-tuning and optimizing it. So we want to see the performance of just the server with no CDN. For those who don't know, if you don't have a CDN on WordPress, you're probably not going to pass Core Web Vitals. Like CDN is like the only hope for most WordPress sites, most full ones. I'm talking like custom theme, 19 plugins, active plugins. I'm not talking about like a default theme or something basic. Okay, I'm talking about a real site that makes money and gets real traffic because, again, for example, this URL, because it gets enough traffic. Okay, and yeah, you can just see that these numbers without CDN, these are numbers that you'd get with a CDN. I truly believe once we add in this CDN, and it's going to lower this TTFB down to a 0.2. Same thing for desktop. It's going to lower the TTFB even more. But the fact that we're getting sub 1 second LCPs on production in the real world and passing Core Web Vitals beautifully on both mobile and desktop. Again, 70% of traffic is from mobile. So if you're failing mobile Core Web Vitals, could be a chance to hurt your rankings. And so let me just show you the impact of Core Web Vitals real quick. All right, so I'm here inside of Google Search Console, and you can actually see when we were performing the R&D with regard to this performance, and you can see how we flipped. And let me just move over here. So you can see how we flipped from being all good and passing Core Web Vitals 100%. You can see when we flipped from mobile to needs improvement. All right, now take a look at this date, January 16th, okay? And then we flip back to all good. We're back to 100% both on mobile and on desktop now. And that was around February 14th for mobile and then February 21st for desktop. But desktop was around the same time. January 16th when it first flipped into needs improvement. And then it went to poor on desktop, which is kind of ironic. Desktop is usually easier than mobile. But basically, you can see it all flip to poor January 21st. Now, how does that impact rankings? Because I'm curious about this. Now, I would never run this experiment if we weren't actually testing, web hosting. Okay, I would never tank my Core Web Vitals for no reason because I already know it's going to have a negative impact. I just want to know how much of a negative impact could it actually have. So if I actually add this average position, which shows us our average position on Google, you can actually see a very interesting correlation. January 16th, the date where our core Web Vitals flip, and boom, January 17th, the next day, we went from being deep, close to, being high on page 1, so 8.6 average position, 8.8, down to 15. That's middle of page 2. And to just tell you guys the difference between being, on page 1 versus the middle of page 2, it's an entire world's difference, okay? And you can actually see that things kept fluctuating a little bit. We kind of got back up a little bit, but then we really tanked here in February, and it tanked all the way down to position 25. And 25 is the middle of page 3 now, okay? So middle of page 3 versus being on page 1 on average, okay? That is a world of difference as far as like you're just almost not going to be seen here versus being on page 1. Now, as you can see though, as we flip back, you can actually see that the rankings here, if I get the dates, the rankings actually recovered all the way back to, position 9, and we're still working on it, right? But you can see how quickly it flips down as far as it tanks your rankings and how quickly it flips back up to regaining your rankings. And the crazy thing is, when you look at these Core Web Vitals, we were passing for a very long time. Like, even before this, we were passing the entire 2024. Okay. So to just flip for just a few weeks, really, is enough to just tank you, even if you were good for a whole year. And yeah, that's the difference that Core Web Vitals can make. So anyways, I just want to illustrate that to show you the importance about performance and why. Obviously, I'm obsessed with performance. It's just like in my DNA as far as like the things I do. I like to be efficient, and performance has always been a struggle on WordPress. So basically, we created this web hosting company that only does WordPress websites, and it's built from the ground up. It's not reseller hosting. It's not some other company's cheap shared or VPS hosting that we're just putting it, we're reskinning and just white labeling or anything like that. This was built from the ground up to be fast. And so far, even without a CDN, we're hitting CDN-like numbers on production. And I just showed you the proof and everything. So I'm really happy with where things are at. So we're ready to launch this beta. I've been using this every day for the last 2 months. And to celebrate that and to also give you all a real incentive to want to sign up to try it out, I'm also pairing with it a free affiliate website 2.0 copy and paste mini course. You can get this exact same theme that is crushing it in 2025. You can use this as your starting point. And honestly, this would easily be worth over $500. This, like, sharing this theme click by click, step by step, and you being able to copy and paste it in just a couple hours versus taking me 2 months to tweak every little thing myself and to get to this point. You can just start here. Now, the bonuses we have a bunch of different bonuses depending on the plan that you want to join. But the bonuses are limited to just the first 20 people that you see here, okay? Because these bonuses are literally worth thousands of dollars, like in real world money and value. And, we're just doing this once just to celebrate the launch and to really, just give a really strong incentive for people to get started, but also just get a ton out of this today, okay? So if you go to wpquick.co, this is where you can actually sign up. And it's really ironic because right now we're so in beta that our marketing site is actually on JetPage. But basically, you can click the sign up button and then it's going to take you to the sign up where you can just continue with Google, which I recommend. But you can see I already actually have an account. But you're going to be taken to the subscribe page and you're going to have a few plans here. Okay, so let me just explain. So these plans right here, we start at $19 per month. And honestly, we compete on value. So just to give you all a sense of our pricing and what we're aiming to achieve here. So if I go look at WP Engine, which if some of you know, WP Engine is quite literally the biggest WordPress hosting company. But if you ask me, if we actually look at their starting plan, you can see that they start at $25 per month and they only give you 25,000 visits, which I really think is a low amount of visits. I mean, most sites probably don't hit this, but if you're serious about this, 25,000 visits is just not that much. But the thing that bothers me more is actually these add-ons. So you can see Page Speed Boost is, $17 a month extra. If you want extra security, $19 a month extra. You want plugin updates, which, you can do this with a free plugin, by the way, like $3 a month extra. So, you're looking at all of these things. And if you actually add these things on, which these should just be included if you ask me, okay? If you add those things on, we're looking at $61 per month for one website and 25,000 visits. Now, our goal by the end of this year, I mean, honestly, if we want to talk about performance, so like one thing that, we could just look at, and so if I just take WP Engine and I run that through this, because, WP Engine also, they make claims about performance and speed, but, at the end of the day, I look at the data. I don't listen to the marketing. I don't, I try and read some of the technical blog posts for some of these sites, but at the end of the day, I just look at the data and I just look at, the numbers and what the numbers say, right? And so for us, when we're testing and we're benchmarking, like for us, it's all about this LCP number. It's all about our load times. It's all about, just delivering on performance. So, that's just, again, we're just in beta and we still have optimizations and things to do and add and improve. But, so far, this is actually the same story. It's not just WP Engine. I'm not trying to single them out. There's other web hosting companies. Like this is a good web hosting company, a good managed WordPress hosting company. Imagine a cheap shared hosting company, okay? Like I'm literally showing you the best in the business. So, and I've done this test with so many other sites, right? Another one, like just to not to single out any, and honestly trying to make it a little more apples to apples. I'm going to take like a blog post, take this, just run this guy through here. It probably won't register. These blogs don't get a ton of views for the most part. So it's probably just gonna be Origin. Yep. So as you can see, Origin here, failing Core Web Vitals 3.8 on mobile, which is pretty bad. Passing on desktop, which is better. So they have a 2 seconds flat, 3.8. And, at the end of the day, WPX, they really claim that they're the fastest WordPress hosting, So honestly, I'm going to get into this in another video, but most of this hosting has been empty promises, no matter how big or how successful they are. It's just been empty promises on production. As far as like when I actually put my custom theme in my 19 plugins, no one's been able to deliver. Okay. Now, going back to the offer here, I just want to show you WP Engine because I want to give you some context to why, we're at $19 a month. Because by the end of this year, I do believe we're going to be the actual fastest, and we're going to include these things that they're charging you extra, like, $17, $19 per month for. We're going to just include this with each plan. So this $19 a month is comparable to their $61 a month. And plus, we're letting you get 100,000 views per month. And we're planning to, as we increase and improve the infrastructure, we're going to increase the amount of views you can get per plan. But we're way more generous with the views, because if you see for this example, right, 25,000 visits per month. And again, let's add on the security, the performance here. And if you actually increase the views, you can see that, their plan for 3 sites and 75,000 visits is $92 a month. 3 sites, 250,000 views, 250,000 views is only $39 a month. Okay. And again, go back up again, 10 sites, 100,000 visits per month, 142 USD per month. Us, just 79, 10 sites, 500,000 views per month. And then lastly, we got their scale plan, 30 sites, $309 per month for 400,000 views. And again, you can see we're $199 a month, 30 websites, 2 million views per month. Okay. So to share with you, these are the plans. And for now, just because we're trying to limit the beta and also because of these bonuses, I'm only offering the bonuses with annual plans. And that's all that's offered right now while we're trying to, really fine tune the product and the service and make sure we can offer the customer support. We're only offering annual plans. So that's why this is a really limited time offer. And I would not be giving away things like my one-on-one mentorship as part of a package here. But honestly, again, to celebrate the launch here, we're going to make an offer that is really, really enticing. And honestly, like if I were a beginner today, like I would jump on this, because everything you're getting today is the best possible start you can ask for. Okay, so just to walk you through all of these plans and the included bonus that comes with each of these plans. So starting with the basic plan, which is 1 website plus 12 months of hosting, you're going to get the Affiliate Website 2.0 copy and paste mini course for free. So this is going to include everything I mentioned. It's going to be the simplest, most copy and paste possible, where you can essentially recreate the Affiliate Website 2.0 template, theme, plugins, everything in probably 1 to 2 hours, depending how long it takes you, how familiar you are with WordPress. But there will be a step-by-step video so you can follow along. If you sign up for the Pro plan, which is 3 websites, 12 months of web hosting. So looking at here, this would be the Pro plan, 3 websites with 250,000 views per month, really generous. You will get the Affiliate Website 2.0 mini course, and you'll get the Affiliate Starter Kit, which is a $500 value that's actually not currently available for sale right now. So basically included in this is that database of the $1 million, 7, 8, 9-figure blogs and websites that I had shared earlier in this video. So you'll actually get access to the full database. You'll be able to view it, search through it, see all the niches, sub-niches, micro-niches, really useful tool. You'll also get a list of 30 plus profitable niches ranked by average earnings. So more data points for you to decide where to go into. You also get an affiliate program database where you can see tons of brands, tons of products. There's over 500 brands in here. Saves you dozens of hours of researching and gives you ideas for what you can be an affiliate for, where to sign up. And you also get my SEO Made Simple checklist. This actually has allowed some students to rank on page 1 of Google in 2 months without even knowing how to do SEO. It's just everything I do in every single blog post to get results. And yeah, so that's basically the Affiliate Starter Kit. And going back here, the growth plan is 10 websites with 12 months of web hosting. So if we go look at that real quick, you get 10 websites, 500,000 views per month, 500,000. And included with that is you are going to get access to my one-on-one mentorship program, Passive Income Lifestyle 2.0, which is currently being updated and is actually not even available to sign up. So if you actually visit the Passive Income Lifestyle 2.0 page, you actually couldn't even sign up or buy it. So if I actually, scroll down here, you actually see that we're currently closed for enrollment. So no one's been able to sign up publicly for at least the last 1 or 2 months as I've been working on this. So basically, you get this entire package, and it's a done with you mentorship where I'll help you choose your niche, to niche down, choose a micro niche, help you do keyword research. And we have this totally new format. So basically for 2025, I just started implementing this format here. You can see this is a Google Sheet for the mentorship. And I'm actually going to walk you through and specifically help you choose your niche, to niche down, help you pick some micro niches that's a fit for you. We go into branding. I'm actually going to help you to choose the right brand and domain that's going to really put you ahead of the game. And it's really going to help give you that $1 million look and feel, even just from your branding and your domain, because that's the first thing people see when they visit your website. After that, I help with keyword research. This is a really crucial step where I help you to come up with keywords to start off in your niche for what to write. And this is really an important step. It's long tail keywords that are affiliate product focused. It's really, really crucial to get this right, because if you just start writing 50 posts and your keyword research is broken, which unfortunately a lot of beginners, they're not good at keyword research, not good at spotting good opportunities, you're not going to get any traction and you're going to be demotivated because you're just not going to see results. And lastly, you won't see it here, but we actually have a really, really cool AI overview, AI note taker I started using in my calls, where it's actually going to generate action steps for us, and it's going to summarize everything and give us notes and a replay. And I started implementing this into all of my calls that I do with my students, and it's been so incredibly useful and helpful, and people have been absolutely loving this new feature that I just started adding this year. So going back, that is the growth plan. It's a really crazy value. I mean, not only do you get really insanely performant web hosting, which is what you're really paying for, but you also get my mentorship program, which actually has an actual dollar amount tied to it. It's not, I'm not just making this up, right? And lastly, the scale plan. Okay, if you're serious, and this is the best package I can give you, if you want to sign up for the scale plan, which is 30 websites and 12 months of web hosting. So we can actually go, take a look at that. This is the biggest plan we offer. It's 30 websites, 2 million views per month. This is perfect if you're an agency or if you have a lot of sites or if you just want to, aim big. But what you're going to get with this is you're going to get everything included before. So you're going to have the Affiliate Website 2.0 copy and paste mini course. You're going to get the one-on-one mentorship program. And on top of all that, I'm going to do a personal one-on-one consulting call with you, which is a $500 value, and is actually not even really available to anyone to just, sign up and purchase. It's, usually on a case-by-case basis privately, where I offer these consulting calls. Or if you're an SEO client that's paying thousands of dollars per month. Okay, so this is the top package that I can offer. It's a total bonus value of $3,500 that you're getting, and that's just from the bonuses, right? So you're paying for the hosting, but you're getting so much to go with it to implement the hosting and actually get traffic, do SEO, rank on Google, get affiliate sales, which is the implementation part. So the only other additional costs in addition to the web hosting, because there are things that, you need to buy on your own, but it's just two things. It's a domain for $12 per year. You can buy one on Namecheap, GoDaddy, Cloudflare, you name it. It all works. And the base theme and the plugins that I'm using is $59 one-time fee, because we start with a premium theme, but then as I showed a little bit before, we tweak it a lot. It definitely looks nothing like what I showed you out of the box. So there's a lot of customizations. There's a lot of plugins involved as well. But overall, $59 total. That's pretty good, because some themes can easily cost, maybe $100 per year. Some plugins can easily cost you $60, $59 per year for performance, but we don't need that, because the server, the web hosting itself is very, very, very fast. And thankfully, we just need a free plugin to get the best performance. Okay. And honestly, at the end of the day, you do save money by not having to hire web developers, web designers, WordPress experts. You're able to do this by yourself within a couple hours. I think that is really insane what's possible in 2025. And you could just replicate me, just start here, because honestly, this baseline is so much better than 99.9% of beginner websites, and not even just beginners, but websites that I review and I look at in general on a day-to-day basis. Okay. And once you have this skill, I teach you how to fish. You can rinse and repeat this exact framework for yourself or for anyone or for clients unlimited number of times. You can just copy, paste, rinse and repeat. Go ahead, go crazy. Honestly, that's what I'm going to do this year. So basically, that wraps up the offer, and this is a limited time, so please jump on it. Like I mentioned before, there's only 20 people are going to get access to these bonuses. So depending on what plan you pick, you're going to be getting, honestly, like real world value. And it's just a great package, if you ask me, because, you know, these things, you're getting everything you need in just one package for like half the cost, essentially. So, you know, just to wrap up here, basically, we have massive updates coming to the 101 mentorship program. So it's been closed for enrollment the last 1 to 2 months, like I showed you. New students are only by application only now through booking a free one-on-one call. You know, it's only regarding mentorship. It's not a free coaching call. It's not a strategy call, which are now closed. Really great to do, and it's great to meet so many of you. But, you know, now I'm just so busy that I just have no more time for anything outside of these things, especially because I'm going to be so busy. You know, in 2025, I've got a lot of things on my plate right now, you know, working on these new projects. But, you know, at the end of the day, we're working on Passive Income Lifestyle 3.0. Just, we really took things to a new level in 2024, student success, but then also more streamlined. The most step-by-step approach I've ever created. But what's crazy is, you know, looking at and learning at from everything in 2024, from what worked for students, we can streamline this process even further. We already have it down to a step-by-step. You know, you saw some of that Google sheet, but there's even more step-by-step. There's more clarifying questions when it comes to picking a niche. There's just so much more we can improve. And I'm just excited for, you know, refining the program even better and getting results even faster, getting bigger results than ever before. It's going to be a good time. So as I showed you, we had updates to the program, like the shared Google sheet that we work on together, so I can actually review your steps, what you're thinking, and help you to approve and to choose what are the best brand names, domains, everything, keywords, etc., what to write about first. So, yep. And we got more updates coming soon. Like I said, you know, we're still working on this affiliate website 2.0. It's a work in progress. So just because I've been working on this the last 2 months, and just because it's gotten, you know, these incredible results that, you know, we saw here, where these engagement metrics just went through the roof, 90% bounce rate down to 30%, almost doubling the page views practically overnight. You know, this is a work in progress, because where the affiliate website 2.0 template and framework and everything is at right now, I can just tell you, I'm not even close to done, because I have a lot of ideas that are basically at this point going to require custom code. And once I, you know, figure that out and we're able to unlock even better user experience and even more of a moat and a competitive advantage versus all these like pre-built templates and just beginner sites, then I'm going to update that into the mini course and into my mentorship, so that, you know, everybody can learn basically what's really working in the metagame in 2025. So honestly, this difference in engagement metrics in the long run, if we're talking, you know, years from now, it's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars overall, because the difference here, going from a 90% bounce rate to 30% bounce rate, is just, it's night and day. You know, one of these numbers is elite. The other one's, you know, a little higher than average, 90%. But, you know, overall, I'm excited for where things are at right now. But this is just 2 months of work, or 2 months of, you know, tweaking and optimizing. Give me more time. We're going to figure out some really custom things that we can dial in. And it's going to give us even more of an advantage in 2025 and beyond, because this is just the beginning. Trust me. So really excited about all this. So if you've been following and supporting, I appreciate you so much. I know a ton of you email, you comment, always asking when's there going to be new episodes. So I had a little bit of a, you know, couple month hiatus, but I hope to get back to weekly uploads and just working on everything, working with you guys hands-on, whether it's in the mentorship, in the Discord, whether it's comments on YouTube. So if you enjoyed this video and content like this, I'm trying to deliver actual value that helps you make more money, period. Then hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss these uploads, because anytime this year or anytime I upload, it could be a video like this that is really dropping like pretty much years worth of knowledge and real experiments that are hands-on with real data, real sales. So like, I'm really trying to deliver here this year. So if you like that, make sure to follow along and put some engagement on the video, so, you know, I could make more content like this. And so you let me know what you guys want to see more of. Okay. So wish you all the best. Look, there's a lot of opportunity this year. It's out there for the taking for those who are willing to put in the work. So honestly, if you've been sitting on the sidelines, or let's say you've been trying, but you've just been kind of operating, at this basic level, I'm challenging you to step up this year. I'm challenging you to give it your all, because your life can change in 1 year, just like some of my students. All it takes is 1 year to change your life. If you're willing to work hard and if you're willing to have a strategy, then those two things together, good things happen and you tend to get lucky. So hope this was useful and valuable information and inspiring to you guys, but I can't wait to get back into content. I've really missed interacting with you guys. I'm really happy to do this. So thanks. Catch you in the next one.